Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. There's something uniquely chilling about a story that starts on a message board at 3 a.m. Today, we're diving deep into the world of scary tales from the internet. We aren't just talking about ghosts in the attic, we're talking about the digital ghosts that live in our browsers, our forums, and our late-night rabbit holes. From the early days of chain emails to the mind-bending complexity of modern ARGs, the internet has become a breeding ground for a new kind of folklore. It's a place where the line between what's real and what's a clever hoax is constantly shifting. So, settle in, make sure your doors are locked, and let's explore the evolution of digital dread together. Let's take a trip back to the late 90s and early 2000s. This was the era of the classic internet chain email. You remember them, right? If you didn't forward a specific message to 10 friends in the next 5 minutes, a pale girl named Teresa Fidalgo would supposedly show up at the foot of your bed. It sounds silly now, but for a young kid browsing the web for the first time, it was genuinely terrifying. These emails were the ancestors of today's creepypastas. They used the power of digital connectivity to spread fear at lightning speed, preying on our natural superstitions and the novelty of the information superhighway to create a collective sense of unease that lingered long after the computer was turned off. As the web evolved, so did the stories. We moved from simple text emails to the era of Smile Dog and Jeff the Killer. These were the first true viral images of the horror genre. Smile Dog, or smile.jpg, was particularly effective because it claimed to cause seizures or insanity just by viewing it. It tapped into a primal fear, the idea that an image could be cursed or possess a physical power over the viewer. This was the start of the creepypasta boom on sites like 4chan and later Reddit. These weren't just stories, they were shared experiences. People would claim to have seen the original files, adding layers of proof that made the fiction feel dangerously close to reality, creating a digital mythology that felt alive. Then came the mysteries of the deep web. Stories about red rooms, supposedly live-streamed torture sites, became the stuff of legend. While most of these were debunked as urban myths, they fueled a massive wave of curiosity and fear regarding what lies beneath the surface of the indexed internet. Around the same time, we saw the rise of Cicada 3301. It wasn't traditional horror, but it was a complex, global puzzle that felt like it belonged in a techno-thriller. It showed that the internet could hide secrets in plain sight, using cryptography and hidden clues to lead participants down a rabbit hole that spanned the entire world. This sense of hidden, forbidden knowledge is a core ingredient in why internet tales feel so much more personal than a movie. Lost media became another fascinating subgenre of digital scares. Have you ever heard of suicidemouse.ev or the Squidward suicide episode? These tales revolve around supposedly lost or banned episodes of popular cartoons that contain disturbing, graphic imagery. They tap into our childhood nostalgia and then violently twist it. There's something deeply unsettling about seeing a beloved character in a situation that is fundamentally wrong. Even though these videos are almost always fan-made edits, the legend of their existence persists. The idea that there is a forbidden version of our favorite shows hidden on some forgotten server is a powerful hook that keeps these stories circulating year after year in the darkest corners of YouTube. Modern internet horror has taken a turn toward the uncanny valley. Think about those strange AI-generated influencers, or the Loeb phenomenon. Loeb was an image of a haggard, haunting woman that kept appearing in AI-generated prompts, even when the user tried to steer away from her. It felt like the AI had a subconscious that was dwelling on something dark. This brings us to a new kind of fear, the fear of the algorithm. We start to wonder if the machines we've built are starting to develop their own dark folklore. When we see something off on social media, a bot that posts gibberish, or a video that feels slightly too perfect, it triggers a visceral reaction that we can't quite explain, making us question the reality of the screen. We also have to talk about ARGs, or alternate reality games. These are narratives that use the real world as a platform. Projects like Marble Hornets or The Sun Vanished use Twitter, YouTube, and even physical locations to tell a story in real time. The genius of an ARG is that it never admits it's a game. Characters interact with viewers, and the community works together to solve puzzles. This immersion makes the horror feel active rather than passive. You aren't just watching a story, you're part of the investigation. When a character posts a video of something scratching at their door and then doesn't tweet for 3 days, the concern among the community is palpable and very real, blurring the lines of fiction. One of the biggest phenomena in recent years is the backrooms. It started with a single image of an empty, yellowish office space and a short description of no clipping out of reality. It struck a chord because it tapped into the concept of liminal spaces, places that feel familiar but wrong because they are empty of people. The backrooms expanded into a massive collaborative project with thousands of levels, entities, and lore. It's a perfect example of how the internet can take a simple, unsettling concept and build an entire universe around it. It plays on our fear of being lost in a place that shouldn't exist, a never-ending labyrinth of damp carpets and fluorescent lights that feels like a glitch in the fabric of the universe itself. Parallel to the backrooms is the rise of analog horror. This style uses the aesthetic of old VHS tapes, emergency broadcast signals, and 80s-era instructional videos to create dread. Series like The Mandela Catalog or Local 58 use the low fidelity of the medium to hide things in the shadows. The graininess and the tracking errors make your mind fill in the blanks, which is often scarier than seeing a high-definition monster. It's a nostalgic kind of horror that reminds us of staying up late watching television and seeing something we weren't supposed to. There's something inherently creepy about a government warning appearing on your screen, telling you not to look at the sky or to avoid your own reflection. Forums like Reddit's No Sleep have also been a massive engine for internet horror. Stories like The Spire in the Woods or Baraska started as simple posts and grew into massive cult hits, some even getting optioned for film and television. What makes these stories special is the rule that everything is true, even if it isn't. Readers and writers interact as if the events are actually happening. This community-driven storytelling creates a unique atmosphere of shared belief. It reminds us that the internet is just a modern campfire. We're still the same humans sitting around in the dark, telling stories to make sense of the things that go bump in the night. Only now, our campfire is the glow of our smartphones. As we look toward the future, the tales will only get more sophisticated. With deepfakes, virtual reality, and more advanced AI, the scary tales of the next decade will likely be indistinguishable from reality. We might receive phone calls from voices that sound like our loved ones, or find ourselves exploring VR worlds that have hidden, haunted sections we weren't meant to find. The internet is an ever-expanding archive of human fear, and as long as we are connected, there will always be someone, or something, waiting in the digital shadows to tell us a story. The medium changes, the platforms shift, but the desire to be frightened and to share that fear with others is a permanent part of our digital DNA. So, what's your favorite internet legend? Is there a particular creepypasta that kept you up at night, or an ARG that you spent weeks trying to solve? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing your stories and theories. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of digital dread, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you want to keep exploring the mysterious and the macabre with me, don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there in the digital wild. And remember, if you see a strange link, maybe think twice before clicking. See you in the next one.